it doesn't want me to get online. So when I started my stream, crashed the client, and then when I turned the client back on, it was a different version of the client because it had been updated. And then it said that I could just resume the stream that I just got kicked off of when I started making, because the way it works is they don't delete your content. They just temporarily change your name so nobody sees it anyway. If you've only got 168 subscribers, you're not gonna get any likes anyway, or hits. And then it is assumed that I have something to say every time I turn it on. It's getting to the point where people are starting to notice that I don't have anything to say, so they're not gonna bother keeping 24/7 on me. Thank God. But they'll still have a computer that looks at my stream and makes sure I don't say anything bad, which is fine. I don't want to say anything bad. Probably don't, actually. But I think the extra overcautiousness, I think it's a good idea. Loose lips sink ships, for sure is. So to have a little extra ding, I think it makes sense, especially in this case, because nobody talks to me anyway. And then what difference does it make if somebody's trying to talk to me? If they get to talk to a computer that sounds like me anyway, and then the computer can come back and call me, and then the computer can sound like somebody else if it needs to. It doesn't do much for anybody trying to find me. But that's okay. Nobody needs to know where I am. Nobody's looking for me. If anybody goes to my house and knocks on the door, they're not gonna find me. Yeah, that's fine. They don't need to find me. Nobody wants my money, except the people that maybe walk up and down the road. Nobody wants me to make any money, except for the people who want to launder their currency through my reported income streams. Nobody wants me to do anything, really, except die. Well, not really. Quite a few people want me to tell them who is grapefruit. A few other people want me to... Actually, I don't know what they want, since they don't really call me anymore. They call it computer that pretends to be me. So now I'm walking back to my friend's house. I was there earlier twice today, and generally what happens is, so far today she's been alone, although with a dog, and the dog is sometimes there, sometimes isn't, and then her father is sometimes there, sometimes isn't. Actually, he's been like, I don't know what, but at first it seemed like kind of normal. That's because there's 3 people there and a dog. Now it's 2 people and a dog. The little shell game of putting the fox and the chicken in the little rowboat with the man and moving the rowboat back and forth. It's turned the whole thing into a logic puzzle, which is nice. I don't mind logic puzzles that are based around the houses of sleeping fairy princesses that are probably pretty good at logic when they're awake and they're in the mood for talking about logic, but maybe not right now. I don't know. My system 832 stolen. Well, let's just say misplaced. Things happen when I say things and do things that the man doesn't like. I don't blame him. Now that I know the world better, I think the man's doing a fine job. For one thing, whenever I get arrested, which is not often, they're very polite. They're really quite nice. Sometimes they're a little more snippy than others. They're always way more than they have to be. They kind of have to be because they're being recorded. They got to make sure that it doesn't look like they're being sweet on me. That may be a way of looking sweet at me, but it's usually not a problem, since they're not that sweet on me anymore. I mean, they're pretty cool that they don't have to shoot me. Of course, they're kind of angry about that, because some of these bow wows, they want to shoot me. they don't need to. Damn, frick. They're even wearing their shooting glasses. They're all ready to go. Well, actually, they're not. Okay, I shouldn't joke. The fine men and women of every law enforcement pursuit, everybody's been really cool ever since that whole laughing at me on the day of the birth of the Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior. Ever since then, well, ever since about 3 years later when they all got fucked, Everybody's been real nice. Everybody's real polite. And even the ones who don't like me seem to be aware. Well, I better not let anybody know that I don't like this guy. I might get caught up in a hate crime investigation. I imagine being a police officer being investigated for hate crimes. That's probably not much fun. Shit, no. Especially when it's definitely not going to be a hate crime. It's just going to be honest, hardworking Masons just trying to bribe an official just to make it through the day so they can get their... Oh, hell, I don't know. It's some kind of secret. It's all a lot of secrets. A lot of secrets. Which makes it pretty goddamn hard to talk about stuff. But I do like talking. Sort of. And I do especially like not having to go to prison. Not that I'm afraid of it, but it just seems kind of... It seems kind of like a fumble to go to prison. Especially when one hasn't done anything prison-worthy. Like, what if I get there and I'm like, hey man, this is my first day in prison. And then somebody says, oh yeah, what'd you do? And I'll say, well, I let this guy impersonate me, and he raped all these kids and made all this crypto and married the kids and had all these kids and then ripped off the government for money by pretending he was my son. And then he's outside with a bunch of kids and a family and he's getting his benefits, but using my name, and so I got a jaywalking ticket and they put me in prison for haberdashery. That's not going to go over well. I can't see just the fact that I can use the word haberdashery in a sentence of mildly accurate, mildly accurate. I'm not going to prison. They have people for that, and then I'm going out the road. I'm still looking for. Oh, there's this ring thing, and there's this little adapter thing with little things coming out of it, and then I'm probably not going to find that, since here's one of the things when you get arrested. They look through your stuff, they look through your apartment or whatever, they look through your belongings, both here and there. They actually do quite a lot of work. Well, I don't know what they do when they arrest you, but when I get arrested, they're gonna bring out the ground penetrating radar before they fucking crack open the door on a pickpocket thing. But since I'm okay. I'm not likely to for another 27 hours, which I still haven't published, but I probably will, since 27 hours is pretty good. It was all a lot of inside baseball. It doesn't really need to be discussed all at once, but somebody said they posted that I needed a friend, and they were sad for me after they were busy having sex with one of my friends who doesn't remember me. It's amazing what they can do with hypnotic drugs these days. Anyway, so I could tell all this stuff just from somebody leaving me a message. I don't really mind people having sex, but to complain about it and to use one's sexual conquest as bait for trophy talk or Planet Dozens. Ha ha ha! I got 6 and you didn't. Like, how old? I guess they're 3 years old mentally. Anyway, so the whole person complaining about how they think I needed a friend and they were sad for me when they obviously weren't. Well, it's the most egregious case of penalty box stuffing I've ever seen. And why wait? What? Oh, that's right. They forgot that I'm not 17 anymore. No, I'm 52. I can manage to get through the day without getting my ego stroked or my cock. Somehow I'll make do. Ooh. It's pretty funny watching somebody who just moments before acted as though I needed to do things differently in order to do something. Then once those things are done, then the person doesn't remember. Oh yeah, I implied that I need to see this ring. Ring. Are you wearing a ring? They implied they needed to see a ring because they didn't believe me that I had it. And then when I had it, they acted as though, oh, it doesn't matter. Well, it was so important before. I guess they forgot about the importance of the ring. Oh my God. If I do move here, it's not going to be very long. Obviously. And then I'm sure certain concerned parties are probably aware that, yeah, I'm probably not going to. However, I can see why. I can see why people think this is all going to work out. And I must be an idiot if I would continue to get this whatever from whomever. I mean, he's following the rules, and so do I. But it's not what the man's looking for, and they know that. Right? I don't know if they know what I'm looking for, since they haven't bothered asking. Oh, sure, just a bag of feathers. Yeah, you know, whatever. How about bag of glass? No, not a bag of glass. Well, it's pretty fun. It's a bag. It's a bag of glass. Kids can have fun for hours. Hey, one. Oh! Is this swishy? I know. Killuminati. Oh, Amy. Oh, hey, Amy. Hi. You look like Elon Musk. You just smoked some shards, huh? No, I didn't. God, where are you walking to? You're in Portland. Oh my God. Kyla, you get trafficked a lot. You get trafficked by traffickers who traffic. And well, I can see why you don't answer the phone. And I don't really have any reason to cross streams with y'all. Good Lord. And I can see why I'm walking past the football field where your mother was throwing a party once. That was cool. She didn't actually invite me. I can see how that would be awkward. Yeah. So no party. And that remember that vapor? That vapor that you said you wanted for me to cart around for some report that you're going to make, which required evidence. Well, you know, I don't know if I told you this. It got stolen. Not stolen. Maybe the person who left it there went and got it before I could find it, since I didn't refrain from speaking about your plan at all. And so I was denied the opportunity to tamper with evidence. Did you know that moving evidence around is also tampering? It may also be felony obstruction of justice. So I don't tend to do that, and I don't need to. And Warple's buddy, my friend GP, he's cool. He probably doesn't like me saying his code name, but he has the most beautiful orange eyes. And he's not Justin, because Justin had gold eyes. And he's not Jewel. Might be Jewel sometimes. Yeah. Where am I walking to? I gotta go to get the place where your mom's phone was. And I don't think your mom's phone was gonna be there. And somebody else was not anywhere near here last week when they said they were going to be. Oh, and I spent a number of hours claiming that I was going to be here as soon as possible. And then because people like your mother spy on my phone, they get the wrong data. This is raw intelligence. Yeah, they'd get the wrong data, and that leads to the wrong person. It's amazing. Amazing how people can just not figure this out. So I'm gonna take my hibernating ball of berries, and go home or something. Not really sure actually. I might go north to Bothell. Probably not. But if I do, I will go to that river town that's next to Bothell. You know what I mean? Swimming pools, movie stars, tarot dolls. I'm sorry, I gotta go. No, yep, I'm in Portland. No. I'm in Copperland.